Okay, call Liam Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakak Badash. My name is Lamadia from the New York camp, and I want to say the honors to the elders apostle Great Millstone, and also Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. And the name of this video is going to be entitled Reframe from Distractions. So in this video, that's what we're going to build on. But before we do, we have to go into the word distraction so we can get a better idea what we mean by distraction. So I have up here the word distraction and the definition defined by Oxford Dictionary: anything that prevents someone from giving full attention to something else. So that's the meaning of distraction. So a distraction is anything that prevents someone from giving full attention to something else. So that something else is the knowledge and the business of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And in this walk of this truth, you're going to have a lot of circumstances that's going to appear within your life that's going to try to prevent you from having your full attention to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And that's when you have to fight and be more involved within the scriptures, because the more you feed into that distraction that's pulling away your attention, that's when your spirit starts to fade away. That righteous spirit begin to fade away, and it deter you away from being the person the Lord wants you to be. So sometimes, well, most of the time, it comes to the point where you have to choose. And sometimes that choice leads to you have to cut things off. Or sometimes you may not have to cut it off, but you just have to do more time management when it comes to whatever that distraction is. So now let's go a little further into this word before we begin this lesson. Let's go into the etymology of the word distraction. So as you see, on the origin, it derives from the Latin and is broken down. Well, let's do this. Let's click on distract, because a distraction is something that distracts you, of course, right? And there we go. Origin from the Latin. So it derives from the Latin, and as you see, okay, there we go, right here. From distraction, you got the word dis, mean apart, and they have right here, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, means to draw or to drag. So when you combine it together, that the Latin words together, it literally means to draw apart. So that's what distraction means. Something that draws you apart from your purpose, or something that draws you apart from your path. So those are distractions. Sometimes distractions comes in your girl, your wife, kids, you know, your job, stuff like that. Or sometimes it could be entertainment. Or sometimes it could be you just putting things off. Procrastination. So sometimes procrastination could be that distraction. But it's up to you to identify what's your distraction, because you can't wait for somebody else to point it out for you. You have to do the assessment and find out what it is for you that's causing a distraction. So that's that. Now we have the meaning of distraction. So let's go into the scriptures. And let's read from 1 Corinthians 7 and 27. And it says, art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loose. Art thou loose from a wife? Seek not a wife. Because the thing is, if you have a wife, husband, vice versa, you know, that's it. You do have to attend to each other. But if you single, this is what Paul's saying. He said, don't seek a relationship. You know, this is what he's suggesting. And it reads on, but it says, and if thou marry, thou hast not sinned. But if you do find a relationship or a wife or husband, you have not sinned. And I would say, if the virgin marry, she have not sinned. Nevertheless, such should have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. And it says, but this I say, brethren, that the time is short. What time? The time we're living in right now is short, right before the events start to take place. And the events I'm speaking of is the events prophesied within the scriptures, which is the destruction. So it says the time is short, it remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they have none. Because what happened is, when you're on your purpose, what happened is when you're on your purpose, Slack, give me 1 second. Slack you again. So when you're on your purpose, there's things that get thrown in your path to hinder you, and that's Satan. Because Satan aim is to make you fumble and turn away from the Most High. But you know, a lot of times being in a relationship, that's what Satan used as a distraction. But that's not always the case, because you can't take that case and apply it to every situation. So some cases it just be that you know, the Most High may want the two parties to be together, but you just have to manage your time with your rib, so to speak, like Jake like to say. You got a wife, you may have to manage your time with your wife or your girl, whatever term you want to use. You know, it's about managing. So it says, we read, but this I say, brethren, the time is short, it remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they have none. Because sometimes it could get hectic at times. And depending what type of work you do, and if she's working her schedule, you may not see each other for a while, because sometimes both of your schedule might be in conflict with each other. But within that time, you might be focused on, you know, putting out videos, going out to the camps, whatever. So it may be a gap when you see her. So, you know, you make the truth your main priority. And now it says, and they that weep as though they weep not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not. And it says, and they that use this world, not abusing it. And the word abuse meaning misusing it, putting too much into it. Because, you know, Jake like to have nice things, but you got to learn how to put things in perspective. Because whatever you have is going to be destroyed anyway. So your focus should be on your How About Shimmy How Shop. That's what it is. You don't misuse the things that's here. You just use it to get by, you know. So it says, for the fashion of this world passeth away. There you go. It says it right there. The fashion of the world passeth away, meaning it's going to be destroyed anyway. So you don't get too involved in this world. But you do have to indulge in the world, because we are in the world somewhat. And we have to work. You have to pay bills. You have to pay taxes. You have to pay your rent. You have to pay your mortgage. You have to buy groceries. If you have kids, you have to, you know, you got to pay for their back to school. Whatever the case may be. You have to buy them clothes. Depending if they real young, they grow fast. So you still have to somewhat, you know, operate in the world, but you don't misuse it. You don't over invest into this world. You're not planning no 20 years plan, because shit could happen tomorrow. You know? And at the same time, you don't have in your mind shit could happen tomorrow, and you just neglect your responsibilities. So that goes for both parts. You don't neglect your responsibility with the mindset with things that happen tomorrow, and you don't invest too much into this place thinking that things can happen tomorrow. So that's when the balance come in. That's what it says, for the fashion of this world passeth away. Now it says, but what have you without carefulness? He that is unmarried care for the things that belong to the Lord, how he may please the Lord. But he that is married care for the things that's of the world, how he may please his wife. There is a difference also between a wife and a virgin. The unmarried woman care for the things of the Lord, that she may be holy both in body and in spirit. But she that is married care for the things of the world, how she may please her husband. And that is human nature. Now let's go on. And this is Paul saying, he said, and this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely, that ye may attend upon the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, without distraction. Meaning, you don't get drawn away or drawn apart. There you go, drawn apart. I had to double check. So, you know, everything's with balance, because everybody's not meant to be single, but there's certain people that the Lord intended to be single as of right now, and then when the time comes, the Lord's gonna find you somebody, because certain people that are single right now, the Lord wants you to be focused. And you look at the word focus, it comes from the word fuego, mean fire. So you're supposed to be laser focus, because the time is short. Now let's go to the law. Exodus 34 and 14. But thou shalt worship no other God, for the Lord Yahweh, whose name is a jealous God. So the Most High is a jealous power, and guess what? The Most High don't want you to put anything as a priority before him. Now let's go to 1 Peter 5 and 6. Humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, that he may exhort you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he cared for you. Be sober, be vigilant. Sober means to be clear-minded. Be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. I mean, so Satan looking for weak points about you, so he could draw you away or distract you from serving the Lord. And being in the flesh, everyone have weak points, but it's up to you to find it. Okay? Now it says, verse 9, whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same affliction are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. So, other words, the same spirits that the demons are attacking the brotherhood, they're attacking everybody. So don't think you just going through it. Let me do this. Since I said that. So to go to 1 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourselves whether you be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves. That's a question. Know you not your own self? How that Yahweh Shai is in you, except ye be a reprobate. A reprobate is a reject. That's a mind void of judgment. So you have to do the assessment and find out what's distracting you or what's hindering you from the Lord, and fight. Now let's go to Matthew 10, and it says, I'm gonna start at 10:35. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And who's speaking? This is Yahweh Shah. And it says, and a man's foes should be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Why is that? Going back to the law, Exodus 34:14. The Most High is a jealous power. And the word jealous really means, you get the word zealous, meaning one. Now it says, so yeah, there's a point. It's not worthy. Now it says, and he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. Let me see. Salakia. Let's see what comes up. There we go. Excuse me. Matthew 6:33. But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High. The kingdom of the Most High first began with his knowledge. And it says, and his righteousness. Now the word righteousness just simply means to do that which is right. And how do we know right and wrong? Right and wrong is found within the scriptures. And it says, and all these things should be added unto you. So the things that you desire to have for family, kids, you know, wealth, that's going to eventually come. But you have to put the Lord first. And the thing is, Jake wants the shortcut. Jake want to live in the kingdom now and cross over to the kingdom of heaven. Right now, we're meant to suffer. And with this current world force, we're going to be in peace. And the suffering going to go away. And we're going to live in prosperity. But this first kingdom has to go down first. Verse 34. Take therefore no thought for the morrow should take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. 1 Corinthians 6:19. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, which is in you, which ye have of the Most High, and ye are not your own. So we don't belong to ourselves. Therefore, our full attention must go to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. So we are the property of Yahweh Shah. Therefore, we do not belong to ourselves. So we must put the will of the Lord first. Now, verse 20. For ye were bought with a price. Now, how were we bought with a price? Through the blood of Yahweh Shah. And Yahweh Shah going on the cross and suffering for Israel. So now we belong to Yahweh Shah, and we don't belong to Yahweh. And we belong to Yahweh Shah. So we have to serve Yahweh Shah and do the thing that is pleasing unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And it says, therefore glorify Yahweh in your body and your spirit, which are Yahweh's. There you go. And last, Romans 13 and 11. And that knowing the time, that now is it high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. So it's time to wake the hell up. Drink that spiritual coffee, which is the scriptures. Verse 12. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. The armor of light is the scriptures. I mean, you got to have your face in the scriptures. You got to constantly be rehearsing the scriptures in your mind. And it says, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying, but put ye on the Lord Yahweh, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. So you have to fight these lusts that are distracting you, and tend unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh. So Lord willing, this video is edifying, and I'm gonna say call Elayim Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh, by Hashem Rakah Kodash. Shalom.